Hello, everyone. Let's hope this works this time. We had so much trouble trying to record this last week that we're doing a double feature this week, baby. Welcome to At Odds with the Unbreakable Spirit.
I'm the Executioner, Daniel Travis.
I forgot what number this is, but who really cares? This week, hopefully, what James Gunn should do for the DC.
Yes.
I need to set 30 minutes on the timer because, of course, I forgot to set that up.
Alright, while you're doing that, I'm gonna say, what I want for this new movie universe slash TV shows is I want to be able to, I want to have the lore of this new universe be explored, because I don't want to just be like, oh, every piece be it. I don't mind if everything is its own separate thing, but you need to make, one thing feel connected and not have anything feel like it's not really connected.
Yeah.
What do you
I
got?
want each character to have a tone that's unique to them, but is also compatible with other characters.
Yeah.
Like, say we eventually get a World's Finest movie between David Cornsway and whoever they cast as Batman.
Right.
I want those two to be able to complement each other without either of the characters seeming fake, if that makes sense.
Yeah. Because what I also want this movie to do is like, all right, I'm gonna start with Batman because he's the best example. Is if this new version of Batman has been operating for, let's say, like 25 years, right? You need
Yeah,
to
that sounds about right since Damien is Robin in Brave and the Bold.
right. That this Batman has been operating for 25 years, let's say, you need to don't just jump into the movie with like Batman has been active for 25 years. Here's what's going on. You need to also bring the lore for this universe's Batman. What has he been up to? How long has each person been Robin? What is his relationship with each Robin? And my new most important question is, how long has Damian Wayne been Robin?
Yeah. Well, and for that, I would take a page from the book of Snyder and do flashbacks in the Batman, and at least in Brave and the Bold to establish this Batman.
Yeah, because and something that I think that this look, okay, give us more. Don't make Batman in this universe a grounded in a realistic Batman. We are sick and tired of
Yeah,
that shit.
the DCU is a comic book universe. Make it like that. Have the Batcave, have the trophies, have it have different suits on display. Make us believe we are in a DC comic.
Okay, here's another thing. One more thing I'm going.
And for the record, I'm not saying you have to go full Adam West and have the fifth fan pop bubbles. You don't need that.
No, we need a dark. What we need for this Batman is a dark, gritty, serious Batman that is also, willing to torture criminals to get information, that is
Yeah,
kind to his allies, but if you're not an ally, is terrifying to anybody else.
I agree.
And also, have Batman be a symbol of hope for the civilians, but a symbol of fear if you're anybody else.
Yeah, and also while we're on the subject of Batman, make a Joker that is unique but also looks like they belonged in a comic.
Yes, and I'm gonna say this because I said that I don't want like a Joker to be like, that's the Joker? I want a version of the Joker that is like, you take inspiration from like Heath Ledger, from Mark Hamill's versions. I want a really screwed up, twisted in the head motherfucker.
Yeah, for that I would only take like the mind and psyche of Heath Ledger and the look of, and literally, if we could, everything else from Mark Hamill.
All right.
Pretty much what we do in our DC phone call universe.
Yes, which we're not. Anyway, look, something that I think that okay, what I want for every DC character, this is something James Gunn should do. All right, what he should do, what he should not do, like what this entire episode is that what he should do is explore more villains. Don't just explore the main villain. Put villains in this universe that have not really had a live action adaptation before. Like, for example, I mean, yeah, sure, but we've had Metallo, but he's just been like a person with a kryptonite chest. That's it.
I did it. Earth X, he was a robot.
Right. We need something more like that. Give
Yeah,
more villains that haven't really had a chance to shine in any Buddy Rogues gallery, to be honest.
yeah. I mean, we're getting our second ever live action Lobo next year.
True. Okay, something that this, all right,
I
some
will say something he shouldn't do,
is what?
and this was the main flaw with the Snyderverse, in my opinion. Do not give the universe a consistent tone.
Yeah.
Because I'm gonna be straight up. Snyder's tone worked for Batman. It did not work for Superman.
Yeah, it just be like, hey, all right, cause it's like, all right, I'm gonna talk about like Wonder Woman is if this is like a comic book world, there are certain Wonder Woman villains that haven't really been touched. Yeah, sure, you could have Cheetah.
Or touched correctly.
Yeah, Cheetah, for example. And
Yeah,
then,
we don't need a Cats movie version of Cheetah where she looks like a furry.
yeah, like Veronica Cale, make like have Wonder Woman deal with her own Lex Luthor.
Yeah, have Wonder Woman deal with some Greek gods. I mean, yeah, she did in her first movie, but
Yeah, have her deal with Ares, which is also kind of weird when you think about her family history.
yeah, like have her have family problems with Daddy Zeus.
Yeah, and bigger question is like with Wonder Woman, make a explore, who's her sidekick? Has she had a sidekick? Has she been in man's world before?
Considering that the Teen Titans movie that is slated to be in the DCU is a Damian Wayne Teen Titans, I would assume Donna Troy is already all grown up.
Okay, yeah. All right, now, when they eventually bring in characters like The Flash and you bring in Eobard, borrow from the CW version because I hate that. I know everyone's gonna say, "Oh no, that's not. Don't borrow from that version." But that is the most petty version of Thawne we've ever seen.
Yeah, and to be fair, Alan Grady wrote the CW Arrowverse, may it rest in peace. Grant Gustin answered without hesitation when a fan asked him at an event, if James Gunn wanted you to play a character in the DCU, what would you play? Without hesitation, Grant said The Flash.
And I also heard that Tom Cavanaugh has also said, "Hey, I want to be Eobard."
He just loves playing that character, apparently.
Yeah, okay, all right. Now, something that, all right, okay. What something that this universe should do is give us more backstory on Hawkgirl.
Yeah,
Which version of Hawkgirl? Because we know literally that the movie gave her nothing. She was just there.
yeah, and when she wasn't in her superhero uniform, she didn't even have wings.
Yeah, like give us. You said in this, like they said in the Superman movie, that Krypton is here to send Superman to Earth to conquer Earth. I need more. Give us something.
Yeah,
And also, anytime you do like a TV show, what they should do is if somebody hasn't seen, for example, Creature Commandos, but they see the Superman movie, you need, and something important happens in that show, you need to make it be like, I need to watch this show because this is important to that.
3 words that they need to do: consistent character design.
Because I heard, yeah, all right. Now, all right, one thing that this universe should do that the Zack Snyder, that the DCU shouldn't did do, is make the Joker have an abusive relationship with Harley Quinn. I don't care about demographic reviews that is literally their entire fucking relationship.
That's the entire reason that she existed to give Joker a sidekick in the animated series and was only supposed to appear one episode. Yeah, whatever. Their relationship, comics and TV, whatever, except for the DCEU, is a textbook toxic, abusive Stockholm syndrome relationship.
Yep. Okay, something that what the DCU Batman, what Batfleck did that I will say, look, should do have Batman have a no kill rule. Should not do is have Batman not have a no kill rule. But if they want to keep the branding thing, I'm okay with that because that was that was the one exception.
If anything in this universe, I feel like branding would be more of Damien's thing. And instead of using a
True.
brander like Batfleck did, he would use like a sword to just carve an R into a criminal's chest.
Good God. Okay. All right. For Damian and Wayne, take from the new 52 DCAMU. Take from that version.
Yeah.
I want Damian to
Or
grow.
any of the comics, to be honest.
Yes.
Because I'm not gonna lie, I wanna see Goliath in live action.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Something. All right. Here's something else this new universe needs to do with Batman is, and this is something Ben Affleck's Batman did right, is that have him have a voice modifier, like what Ben Affleck's
Yeah.
Batman did. That was genius.
Yeah, you can have it like wired into part of the bat cowl. Like he has two bat ears, one's for police antenna, the other one can be a voice modifier.
Or just put it in the neck.
On the neck.
Because all he has to
Speaking
do
of
is
that,
just.
if Nightwing is in this universe, have his suit protect his neck.
Right, because for those of you that don't know why we're saying this, in the show Titans, he had a really cool suit, but for some reason,
But it only went up to like the base of the neck.
yeah, that's just like, yeah. Alright,
And he got shot in the neck during the course of the show.
yeah, alright. Now, something this universe is going to need to do, that is, okay, when we get to Aquaman, whenever Aquaman shows up, make Aquaman badass.
Yeah, because Aquaman is very, 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 very well known for being the gag of the Justice League, the punchline of the Justice League joke. Oh yeah, he can talk to fish. That's great. No. In more recent comics, Aquaman has been learning hydrokinesis. He can Aquaman has even said in the comics that fish are too dumb to have a conversation with. He
And
uses his powers to control marine life.
And also, not to mention, he also not only can control water, not only blood, but he also has a tri-saber now, which is like made from the same person that made Excalibur in the comics. Right now.
Yeah.
If you
When you're having the Justice League form and whatnot, have Wonder Woman, if she appears before Aquaman, have Wonder Woman give him the tri-saber.
Yes. Okay. And I'm gonna say this, but borrow from like the 90s or okay, there's two villains borrow from like the 90s or the Justice League DCAMU, but there's two villains. There's three villains that need to be the most petty villains in the entirety of this universe. We already got a petty Lex Luthor. Check.
Mm-hmm.
We need a petty Barthon.
Mm-hmm.
One more. We need a petty. We need a gaslight hater for who else? For Barthon. A gaslight hater for Barthon and a heater for Black Manta.
I was gonna say, if we're talking petty for Aquaman, I would say Ocean Master over Black Manta.
All right. Both of
I
them
know
can.
Black Manta's his arch nemesis and whatnot, but Ocean Master thought he was gonna get the throne, and he was usurped by his half-blooded older brother.
Yeah, okay. Here's something. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna add on to that. What the DCEU did is the first movie, they were enemies. Second movie, they kind of became friends, brothers. I don't want that shit. I want it to be like some Game of Thrones level of hatred between these two.
Yeah, they must have seen Thor the Dark World and said, I wanna do that, but with Aquaman and Ocean Master.
Yeah. I want these two guys to have yes, they're brothers. Yes, they are related. But I want those two to be I don't know if I trust that guy. I don't trust them. I don't trust that dude.
Yeah, definitely.
Cause that would be some family. All right. Okay. For the Green Lanterns, when we get that show next year,
Yeah.
explore the galactic side of things. What has been happening in this universe?
I
Cause
mean, with how many aliens there are gonna be on that show, I think that's kind of a given.
yeah. All right.
But here's something that I think is probably going to happen, but if it's not, it should.
What?
Have the events of Superman affect Peacemaker Season 2.
It does.
Good.
It actually, I looked this up. It takes place 1 month after Superman.
Yeah, I know, but I want to see the repercussions on Peacemaker, but it seems like Peacemaker will be huffing the multiverse?
Yeah. Okay, something I want for this universe is I want guys to be able to explore. Yes, have characters each have their own tone, but it's just make it make sense of why these if Superman is a lighthearted movie and Batman is a dark movie, make sure these tones, mix well in this universe.
Yeah, definitely.
And the bigger question is, with what happened with Superman parents saying that he was coming here to conquer Earth, is Batman gonna trust Superman immediately? Or is Batman gonna be a suspicious dude? Be like, I don't know if I should trust this guy.
Yeah?
All right, all right, what is something you want for this new year? What is something they should and shouldn't do?
Should have more than, and you're gonna hate this. I know you are, but I'm gonna say it anyway. Have more than one Earth. DC is a multiverse, and I want to see stories from characters that haven't been told 10,000 times.
Yeah,
Give us like a Jay Garrick Flash movie. Have Grant be Jay Garrick if you want to.
yeah, all right. Something I want for this particular movie universe is bring in the crime syndicate. Okay, all right. Here's something that this universe needs to do that I don't know if it's been talked about, but that is if superheroes have a secret identity in this new universe, that it make it harder for anybody, whether it be Bruce Wayne, Diana Prince, Arthur Curry, make it hard for people to connect the dots between the superhero and their civilian half.
Okay? Yeah, I think David Cornsett did a pretty good job of that.
And also, don't, yeah, and I know we discussed about this the last time, but also be like, don't just, yes, I don't mind if Superman trusts people, but have Superman be very careful on who he trusts.
Well, he's already failing at that,
Good point. Oh yeah, and also
considering the only member of the Justice Gang that doesn't know his identity is Metamorpho.
and also if what this universe needs to do more importantly than anything, that is, have Superman go through some suits. Don't just have whatever be his one suit in this universe. If he's a younger Superman, have him go through multiple suits.
And they end with the Kingdom Come suit when that time comes.
Yeah. And
Because
also,
that's the emblem.
yeah,
It's
that
just yellow and simple.
all right, another thing that this universe needs to do for I'm gonna circle back to Batman here, is make Bruce Wayne and Batman not feel like the same person
Mm-hmm.
at all. Make
Mm-hmm.
Bruce Wayne so convincing that, because look, I don't want to be watch a Batman movie and be like, I want to be able to be like, okay, yeah, this person is. I can't really tell the difference. I don't want to be able to be like, okay, this person isn't really the two separate versions. I want like three versions of Bruce. What he's like at home with his outfit, what he's like in
Mm-hmm.
public, and what Batman is. And most importantly, I want Batman to be who he truly is, not Bruce Wayne.
I just wish they would stop doing an older Batman and a younger Superman. Like
Kill.
something that this isn't what they should or shouldn't do. This is what I want them to do. Is eventually have a Batman that's around the same age as Superman.
Yeah, because you're right. Because in two separate universes, twice, if I had a nickel for every time they had a young Superman and an older Batman, I have two nickels.
Which isn't a lot, but it's weird that it happened twice.
Yeah, but sorry, I had to reference that Phineas and Ferb thing because it makes sense.
That's a Phineas and Ferb thing?
Yes, that's from Phineas and Ferb.
Quentin told you that, didn't he?
No, I've seen the clip. Anyway, but not important.
Ah,
Because look, you're right. You can't have like an older Batman and a young Superman because it's weird to see, because like I guess that's why people want Robert Pattinson okay, that is something they should not do. Keep Robert Pattinson. James Gunn has said Robert Pattinson's Batman. That's his own thing. It's
yeah.
not a
It's
plus.
not a part of the DCU, or at least not the DCU Earth 1.
Yeah, because like, and I'm gonna say why. In my honest opinion is, A, his Batman is too young, and B is that is Bruce Wayne. I mean, because like this Batman, because if his Batman's, because what James Gunn is doing is an older Batman. It doesn't make sense for them to do a younger Batman unless they both start at the same time.
Yeah. There's this is something I think they should do, and we got like a minute left. Just like when they're ready to cap off this universe, and this is how you can bring in Pattinson, but still have him be his own thing. Crisis on Infinite Earth.
Yes. All right. My last take is, look, if I don't mind if everything has like its own tone, and if movies have after. Okay, here's another thing. If movies in this universe, because this is something I need to get off my chest right now. If movies have an after credit scene, don't just have it be some random scenes that are absolutely pointless, like the two after credit scenes in the Superman movie. Honestly, they were kind of pointless.
Yeah, then if you have a mid and a post credit scene, have them hint at future movies.
Do what the MCU used to do. Have
Yeah,
after
and
credits.
to be fair, I will say the mid credit scene of Superman, I think it was the mid credit, the scene with Supergirl, that hinted at her movie.
Yeah,
Maybe in in the other post credit scene, instead of the comedy with Mr. Terrific, you could have had a hint at Brainiac or General Zod or Someone that would actually set up a potential future movie.
Yeah, I agree. Set up future movies and also don't just have, but I want to say this, don't just have Superman deal with just Zod. Sorry, with just Lex. I want other villains. I want to go real deep in this Superman universe, and I want to see the death of Superman in this universe. Properly.
Done properly.
Done properly.
Alright, the timer went off. Those are just some of our thoughts we think James Gunn should do. We've waited now 3 weeks to talk about this, so if you haven't seen the Superman movie, that's on you.
Bye.
Just saying, see you guys in barely a few seconds.